Hey there, guys. Music fan here. How you guys doing? I'm just gonna go to a quick album review of the recently released compilation album "To the Stars: Demo Odds and Ends" from now former Blink-182 frontman Tom DeLonge. This is his first solo album, although I refuse to call this a solo album because it's more or less a compilation of a lot of demos that he was recording and compiling. Like, some of the demos are from Angels and Airwaves, others are from the now canceled upcoming 2015 Blink-182 album. Of course, drama ensued between him and Mark and Travis, and depending on who you ask, either he left the band or he was kicked out of the band. Again, depends on who you ask. So honestly, there's really not much to say about this album because, again, it's a compilation album of a lot of demos he was recording for both Angels and Blink. I mean, especially Blink. So yeah, it's not really much to say. I mean, you have some demos that he was recording for Angels. There are some tracks he was recording for Blink. I mean, there is like maybe one or two punk rock songs here on this compilation, but really not much to say. So essentially, this is a track by track review rather than anything informal or anything like that. So we're just gonna go through the track listing quick and just kind of get this over with. First track, New World. I've already talked about this song somewhat in my track review of this particular song. You can check on the description box below if you wanted to watch that. Again, it's a very fast, punkish rock number. It almost sounds as if Tom is like purging himself of all the Blink-182-ness that he's always inhibited ever since the band first started. And it sounds kind of angsty too, in a way, but again, check that, my review of that track on the description box below. An Endless Summer. This one, at first, when I heard it, I initially thought this was an Angels track, or a track that was recorded during the Dreamwalker sessions, but then left off was left off the album. This track, in hindsight, to the lyrics, sounds more like a Blink track than it is an Angels song. And I definitely like this track. I really felt that this could have been a hit for Blink-182. I felt this track is really awesome. Has like that very surging chorus that Tom is very much known for making, and like now I listen to this song and I keep thinking in the back of my mind, listening to bridge parts or verse parts or even some chorus parts, and I can't help but think that like if Mark and Travis would have recorded this particular track, how would Mark's bass sound like? How would Mark's vocal melody accompany the verses or the choruses, and how would Travis's crazy awesome drumming would have gone, especially in the bridge part there, but it does feel incomplete in a way, but Endless Summer is still a pretty good track considering that this was a demo recording. Suburban Kings. I'm not entirely sure if this was made for Angels or Blink, but it definitely sounds kind of like Blink in a way. It's not a lot I can say about this track. It's good. I like it, but there's nothing really any noteworthy about this song, at least for me. The Invisible Parade. I was going to make a track review of this, but then my time was short and I couldn't get around to that. It's a simple, stripped down acoustic guitar number, and I believe Tom wrote it for his brother who was in the military for a while, and then his return to the family. And I like it. I like this track for its sentiment, for its emotional sentimentality. And I like the fact that it's subject matter that Tom is paying tribute to his brother. I mean, he's alive, by the way. Paying tribute to him as kind of like this tribute to his brother, who as I'm sure many people, if like all the soldiers in the military have to witness horrible, horrific things that you and I will hopefully never have to see, but we see anyway in TV or in social media or in the internet. But it's a different thing when you actually witness the horrors yourself at first hand. So I like it for that sentiment, but I feel this track is incomplete. Like, I mean, again, it is a demo compilation. I feel as if this track was like written, Tom recorded it one day and started to play the track, and then it kind of ends like in a dip. I felt as if maybe he was thinking of progressing it as it was ending, but again, he was just recording it on the spot, on the moment, But I like this track. Again, I like it for its subject matter and the sentimentality, not but more so than that. Circle Jerk Pit. This is the big punk rock number. Sounds very similar to my first punk song from the Boxcar Racer album. Like, I feel like in New World he's kind of purging a lot of like his punk rock upbringing, his punk rock music sensibility, his punk rock character into this particular song, and I mean, yeah, it's good. I mean, I like it. It's a good fast punk rock number, but like to me it's not really that noteworthy. Like, I mean, I feel as if this is kind of like a sequel to, I mean, that the Boxcar Racer track that I just mentioned, and it's good. I like it as a good pump up song, but it's not really in my echelon of all time favorite songs. Landscapes. This is definitely an instrumental. This is an instrumental. Again, I'm reminded a lot of like especially in the latter portion of Blink's career, was the band experimented a lot with interludes and instrumentals. I'm thinking of like interlude from the Plus 44 album, the Heart's All Gone interlude, that instrumental, Stockholm Syndrome, like the introduction to that track off the Untitled album. Like, and this song is pretty good. I mean, I believe it was either written as an instrumental either for Blink or for Angels, but I mean, I like it. Animals. This track I really do not care that much for. I mean, it's not that it's bad, but it's there's nothing really, at least for me, nothing really noteworthy that stands out of this track, So, I mean, that's Animals, so I really can't comment too much on that. And finally, Golden Showers in the Golden State. This is very obviously Blink, a lot of toilet humor jokes, a lot of, I don't know if I can't pronounce this word right, like, it sounds like a very typical Blink-182 track. It really sounds like this track Tom DeLonge was specifically making for Blink-182. Like, I mean, references to California, references to... it's typical Tom DeLonge humor in of itself, like, and I like it as a closer. I have a feeling that Tom was writing this song specifically for closing the canceled Blink-182 album, but on the other hand, I listen to this track and I can't help but think, well, if this song would have been released, it would have been used as a TV ad or a commercial advertisement, especially in California advertisements for tourism. That's what I feel of this track. And I mean, it sounds like Always meets All the Small Things put together, and you get this track. And it's good. I like it, but again, like this album is essentially a compilation, so there's not really much I can talk about in terms of, its depth or its musicality, apart from what I just said in the track reviews, So overall, this album gets like a 3 out of 5 for me. It's not the worst thing Tom has made, but I mean, like, again, it feels as if it was just kind of like these songs put together and then just slap them all together on these songs, and poof, out goes into the world. You know, and which is essentially what it is. It's a compilation demo album, you know, like, so yeah, that's pretty much all my personal opinions of this compilation. I mean, what do you think of this compilation album? Do you think it's great? Do you despise it? And yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen next. I hear that Mark and Travis are possibly hinting the possibility of Matt Skiba joining Blink-182 as a permanent member. And before I go, I know some of you have been wanting to know what did I think of the band's performance with Skiba during, I think, the 2 shows and then the music festival that he did with Mark and Travis. Now, I'm not the biggest Analect Trio fan. I mean, I did listen to a few of their songs, and maybe I've seen a video of them or two, you know, and, you know, but hearing Blink-182 songs performed with Skiba, I mean, he sounds so bland, and he sounds so, and I'm not denying that he's a bad, terrible singer by any means. I mean, obviously he sung the Blink-182 tracks off of during the performances, you know, but listening to him, I just I don't know, I just don't get a great feeling out of it, you know. And I mean, again, I'm not the most familiar person with Analect Trio and their discography. I'm not that familiar with them. I mean, Skiba's performances with them, he sung the Blink tracks well enough for the circumstances. He sung them really good, and he was a great fill-in for Tom when this whole discourse appeared between Mark, Travis, and Tom, you know. But honestly, like Skiba, like I every time I hear Skiba sing, at least with the Blink tracks, I kind of wince. I kind of like you know, struggle to go along with the Blink tracks sung by him. And again, I'm not judging him as a singer. I think he can, the fact that he can sing is enough praise for me, but the way his vocals meld in with the pop punkness of Blink-182 songs, it really doesn't sit that well with me. And I think if they were to make any other Blink material with Skiba, I mean, I will definitely listen to them and I will review them for the world to see, but I can't necessarily take them as canon Blink-182. Like, I mean, I really can't take it, because then it will be an entirely different sensibility. It would be a entirely different dynamic if the band were to record with them, you know. So overall, I do remain open to recorded material, but I mean, and with Skiba, but however, I'll have a tough time kind of like swallowing that, you know, because Blink-182 does have a legacy. They have a very influential legacy that I think Mark and Travis are trying to keep, but I think when Skiba enters, if he enters as a permanent member, then that will change that dramatically. Overall, I mean, Skiba is good, and he's good for Analect Trio, but I find it very questionable of how he's going to fit in with Blink, being that Blink is a completely dynamic band from Analect Trio. And again, I could be biased because I'm not familiar with Analect Trio's work or anything like that, you know, like, but I mean, if the albums do come out with Skiba, then I'll review them and I'll speak my minds about them. But I will not consider them canon Blink-182 in their discography. Anyway, this was my thoughts for To the Stars demos, odds and ends, and a little small commentary about Blink-182 with Matt Skiba. Leave your thoughts on the description below. Do you like this album? Do you hate it? What do you think of Blink with Skiba? I know there's one particular YouTube user who is a huge Analyte Trio fan. I'm curious as to know, what do you think about Blink with Skiba? Would Skiba make a great permanent member, replacing DeLonge, or is this more concerning that Skiba goes into the band knowing that there's a legacy behind them? Anyway, these are my thoughts. Mr. Music Fan. Take care, guys, and I'll see you later.